As a child, as a teenager, I've always had the heart to want to give. It runs through my bloodstream. It's in my DNA. I've been a police officer for 22 years, and what made me start is because I wanted to make a difference in the community. The role of police officer, your first priority would be to protect and serve, but truly the meaning of being a police officer is going into neighborhoods, getting to know people's stories, forming relationships, and becoming a part of that community. Around 10 years ago, I decided to start sharing my interactions with the community on social media. To have people following me from all over the country, it's pretty amazing. I wanted to know hundreds and hundreds of people and get to know their stories and make them feel special. I never saw my community involvement becoming what it is today. The knee injury came as a result of a kickball game, so before that I didn't have any knee problems. A guy ran into me, heard a pop. I knew that, something bad had happened. 21, 22 years of being a public servant, and boom, it comes to a stop. I wake up and go to bed giving in some way, and when that came to a complete stop, I was nervous, I was scared, because at the time I just was living in the moment and didn't know exactly how much was this knee injury going to prevent me from going out and doing what I've always loved to do and been really good at.
Police officers are as much of an athlete as anybody, the demands they put on their bodies. Officer Norman had torn his ACL, which is a ligament in the center of the knee that gives it stability, particularly when people are trying to twist or turn. And he also had a meniscus tear. And so guys that do the things that he does often can't return to being active and being able to perform all their duties they need to do safely without the ACL most times, just because their leg gives out on them. And that's the last thing we want to have happen, is you trying to rescue someone or trying to help someone and not being able to depend on your leg and just not be able to do your job.
Just from talking to Dr. Smith, him educating me on, what my options are, and the only option would be to have surgery. It's something that I don't know that I was prepared for until I met Dr. Smith, until he explained to me that everything was going to be okay. And he put a lot of confidence into me and my future.
We're not a quantity of life, type profession, but a quality of life. And not everybody has the same goals, and and your goals are lofty. And I wanted to make sure you're able to get back and do those, because what you do for the community is just exceptional.
The life I've always lived, I was able to resume that life. For you to get me back to where I wanted to be is something that I could never thank you enough for, and something I'm really thankful for.
This is why I went into this profession, is to have success stories like yours that, completely had to shut down life, and now you're back. I chose Arkansas Surgical Hospital for a lot of reasons, and I hope you experience these reasons, but it's, everyone there, you're their priority. Taking good care of you, reassuring you all the way through, from the time you hit the front door till the time you go out the back door to go home. And that's the thing that I like the most about that hospital, is that it's just, no matter what phase of care you're in, you're that person's priority at that time. Patients having a good outcome is one thing, and that's what we all strive to have, great outcomes. But to help Officer Norman get back to doing what he does, and to be able to get him back out there, it means everything to me.
I can always claim that Dr. Joe Smith's my doctor. He's my orthopedic surgeon, and so yeah, we met and got really close from thereafter.
It's much cooler to claim that I took care of Officer Norman than it is for him to claim that I'm his doctor. But let's get that straight.
Thank you. After my surgery, my performance level physically was a little nervous and a little timid, but my heart kind of led the way, so to speak, and then physically I was able to catch up to where I was before I injured my knee. This is the first serious injury I've ever sustained. I was scared, but just the kindness from the Arkansas Surgical Hospital that made all of that a lot more comfortable. Being able to visit with Dr. Smith, he told me it wasn't going to be an easy journey, but the way he presented that to me and encouraged me, obviously he knew I was a police officer. He told me, Tommy, you'll be back out there again doing what you love to do. And I took his word for it. And it happened, I'm back out there.